We are live. Let's wait for the people to join. Hey, Skew, can you hear me? GM Richard.
GM.
Yo.
Guys, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Here, Richard. Hello. All right.
GM, can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
But can't see you guys, so I can only see myself. But it says 4 people in studio chat.
Wait, I can hear everyone, but I can't see you guys as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you should be able to see us now. I
I
changed
can
the
now,
studio.
yeah.
Now it's better.
Yeah. How can you hear me? I'm testing a new microphone. So let me know if I
You're
should
pretty
be
quiet.
closer.
Yeah, kind of quiet.
All right, let me fix it. Is it better now? The microphone is much closer to my mouth.
Same for me.
It sounds like quite muffled, is what I would say.
Muffled. I need to Google that one.
What mic are you using?
DJI.
Wait, what is that?
DJI Mic Mini on Bluetooth.
Oh, is it one of those clip-on mics?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you usually have to customize it, like using the software. They're not like out of the box ready, as far as I know.
Oh, I use it as, out of the box. That's pretty much it.
No, you probably need to like customize it and stuff.
I will try to fix it later. I hope it's like decent enough. If not, I
I
will
mean,
just switch. It's that bad? Okay, I will just switch to
yeah,
my.
it's pretty bad. Like honestly, I'd go back to the mic you were like previously using.
Okay, just give me a second. I will do so. Well, see, that's how it is. Sometimes you want to improve something and it's just worse.
Where's the forward curve? Yeah, Richard, have you looked at like CME's curves recently?
CME is like a DOI, you mean, or?
No. The futures curve, the forward curve.
No, not. Actually, it was I think months ago when I checked last time.
It's still in contango, basically premium to the market, right? Long story short, whenever this goes into backwardation is typically the best time to buy.
Okay, what about now? How can you hear me? Is it better? I'm testing the AirPods microphone.
I mean, it's definitely louder.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, and let me know how you hear me now. I will change my microphone to the built into my MacBook. Okay, what about now?
It's worse, I guess.
That's
Hello? It's worse. Okay, so AirPods it is.
I mean, the AirPods is like pretty good. It's just like loudish, I would say.
Okay. All right, should we break into it? Pretty times. What do you think?
Yes. To be honest, given how the market is trading, at least this week, there's quite a lot of fear, I would say, actually, for once. I've been talking to like some OGs as well, and most of them basically think we're transitioning from the what is it, the market psychology chart. Let me bring this up. Market psychology chart for reference. Open a new tab. All right, so this is what we're talking about, right? So most OGs think we've gone from anxiety to then denial. Denial was like 90K ish. Potentially even still current price is denial. Panic would probably be when price is below like 80K, followed by like capitulation. So in essence, right, we're somewhere between denial to panic, which explains, I think, the current price action within Bitcoin. Primarily, I think altcoins are in its kind of own territory. I think considering how quite overweight, I would say most of the market long term has been in altcoins. If we go to total 3, excluding stablecoins, and if we go to like the 1 week, we turn off this crap. Yes, like this looks quite precarious currently where alts are. It's like, yeah, this is essentially the previous high low, and given this candle, like it doesn't look good like, at all, right? So I think like going forward from today, since it's Friday, right? Friday session is going to be extremely important. If we don't get any kind of demand, we might be looking at like a Black Monday, which would essentially be like probably a capitulation event of some kind. If we don't, I'd be somewhat surprised. But like other than that, you know, if we see, I like this area, like generally. If we see total 3, you know, basically teleport down here, I'll probably start buying. Yeah, altcoins altcoins that have long-term narratives, altcoins that have revenue streams. So that's like a buyback, but as well as products that lead to higher sales, which typically in crypto basically means sustainable fees, sustainable volumes, and good like user acquisition. Those are the alts I would buy like long term. I probably wouldn't really buy most memes until we see basically stablecoin liquidity tick back. Is DeFi Llama still the best for having a look at stablecoin liquidity?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, or maybe I'm not sure if coin lasts.
Yeah, hype basically just hit the long-term target that I had in my mind when I was selling my hype. But I'm not buying here.
Right.
I think hype is such a big, so much space to go lower. That if we are in a bear market, that I'm not comfy.
We're about where a bear market starts, probably. I think alts are probably like alts as they have been is like early stage bear market. So yeah, I mean alts are basically in a bear market, whereas Bitcoin isn't yet. Bitcoin's definitely going into one if we lose, I think 80s.
Oh, okay. I bought some BTC this morning at 82, so might be a good sell back.
I mean, yeah, longer term, it's not a bad entry, to be honest, but you need to think through, where's your
look, in terms of spot, it's fine. The only thing I'd be like careful of is the amount of capital that you're exercising. So you don't want to like full clip. Considering we could go all the way down to like 30-40k, right? So you don't want to. You don't want to like full clip into it.
Yeah, I'm not full clip. Usually I catch the bottoms quite well, and I do like a lot of DCA. So basically, before like we still were above 100k, I was like, okay, 80k per Bitcoin is basically where I need to tighten my belt, where I need to cut my life expenses and bet my whole net worth into that shit. Obviously, I'm not going to do that in one clip, but I still believe it will be a great opportunity. So I'm slowly aping into the price. But even if I wanted to do it in one clip, Mega ETH still has most of my stables, so we are fine. Right.
Right. I think this is pretty important to bring up though. So on my screen around like 100k, right? Given like how the market perceived price and how it was trading the market generally, which comes into the perspective of basically all this bid liquidity, which all got filled, right? So the market was perceiving this as like another higher low, another low basically to bid, and then like obviously there was a pretty minute bounce to like 106. That could have been the dead cat, to be honest. And then since then, it's been straight down. And the kind of important factor here is all these bids are dollar cost averaging. We saw the exact same kind of price action during 2022, which is essentially you see pretty persistent, like passive bid liquidity. This is good for solves in terms of minimizing volatility and the market not breaking under consistent supply, right? However, it's not like it's not like for example, what's perceived on CT a ton is like all this bid liquidity around a price, which is like, okay, this is like the bottom, right? That's definitely not the case this time, I would say. And in terms of like price actually bouncing, like having a significant relief bounce to, I don't know, like 90k plus, that'll be when you see sell volume taper off, which is essentially taker volume.
No, so right. I mean, with Michael from from the group, we discussed this over the week. Like, try to reconstruct what happened since 1010 with all the post price action, like combining and also overlapping with the ETF outflows, also the government reopening rumors, and then the actual bill signing and so on. But to me, it's like, because I don't see this as a general macro de-risking. So I have been following and journaling the market for years, especially since ETFs are on. But this time it seems like, I don't know, some sort of structural de-risking in terms of this traded spot volume, because that's definitely on unusual levels.
Yeah. I mean, we can see basically the whole change of tone, especially from investors in the market around the end of October. We basically got like a nice bounce with the reopening, right? But then since then, it's still the same like regime. It's just bleeding lower. Interesting thing yesterday was with Nvidia's earnings, like that basically beat expectations, right? But it wasn't a resolution in terms of the spending. By spending, I mean the debt obligations around AI infrastructure, right? There's still a massive question mark on who's going to backstop like the amount of debt that's piling up there. That's also why CDSs will probably continue to move higher, because the market is going to try as much as possible to hedge against the ultimate risk, which is eventually these assets, like the AI infrastructure assets, get written down. Which I did see a headline, I think yesterday, about I think it was Oracle specifically, and they had written down that the book value of those assets was actually down something like 87 billion or something like that. And they were trying to quickly scramble to finance more capital to backstop these loans, essentially. So that's quite a precarious situation in terms of what they're going to do with that, as well as there's a whole lot of chatter in terms of US admin not backstopping it. But I mean, if the whole thing goes fucking just blows up per se, right? They're gonna have to, because if it blows up, like all the big tech goes down. And you can basically include most of the non-core economy as well. Because if you look at like most businesses, 90% or more are in some way using a AI product, AI agent for like customer service, AI for fast tracking features. I believe there's more than that. But yeah, I mean, there's mounting fears. I mean, if you open up Bloomberg now, you'll see probably some headline about it, like investors AI fear or something like that, right? But yeah, in summary, like all that together is exactly why you saw like a gigantic reversal. I mean, the down move literally is more than the whole bounce, which is, I think, quite telling. Narrative wise, there's definitely way more going on in terms of just AI. I mean, we know the Fed's flying blind until December. And I believe the employment data comes after the FOMC in December, which is also important. So the market might remain risk off until like mid-December. But I think, like, again, like once the whole easing conversation happens, again, they're going to start. Well, you'd assume there would be optimism returning to risk markets, right? If there's not, I think there's very large alarm bells for that.
I think it's 2nd of December when we got the next job data which is like quite a while, quite a bit of time to go like blind.
Correct.
Labor
Let me go
market.
have a look. Ah, see that they're actually gonna start releasing PPI. PPI tends to be important-ish. But again, like you have so much data that's gonna be like backlogged or not even released, to be honest.
And that was one of my theory as well, that market would go full risk off because of the missing data and potentially gradually released macro data, which obviously like reacting to so many data at once is and like constantly repricing is impossible. So probably it's it's better to tighten your risk portfolio risk profile. And I mean, probably it's also part of the things what we see here in the past weeks.
This will be big. So we have Jolts early December. We also have Challenger, the jobless claims, services. That'll be important in terms of prices, basically, and business activity. Manufacturing as well. I'm curious about manufacturing because there's a lot of talk that manufacturing got hit very hard, and that'll eventually flow into services as like basically negatives. Like business activity will drop, employment will either flatline or lead to layoffs. New orders, not sure, but prices tend to decline. All right, yes. So this is the 10th. So that's directly after Jolts. That's not bad. And then you have PPI after ADP. Yeah, and non-farm payrolls. This is going to be super interesting because on one hand, like the Fed is 100% flying dark, right? On the other hand, they could probably make an educated guess on what non-farm payrolls is going to be like based off Challenger and Jolts. As well, they might. What they've done before is they've sent out like private surveys to like the top 100 companies or 500 companies, something like that, to get like a better, somewhat guess of what's going to happen on what's going on. Yeah, we're seeing some more continuation.
Oh yeah,
it seems like acceleration today.
I think there is like a serious chance of like clearing 80 today.
Yeah.
There was like no reaction from the 100 EMA on a weekly, which tells everything.
Yeah, that's pretty telling as well.
And
these are all longs as well.
Yep.
By the way,
I still don't see proper like passive liquidity below price being quoted. So I usually I watch days on lower time frames, and whenever there is a major level hit, it used to be like you can see some requoting below price, but I just don't see that.
Yeah, correct.
And yesterday, throughout the day, it also strengthened my intraday short bias. As price approached lower levels, they just got pulled on perp. Yeah, and there you go. King 81.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing liquidity pop up more between just below 80k, all the way to 74. What typically happens as well with these is you fill it, price will come back up to like sort of where it started, and then just goes back lower. It's like you can technically scalp it, but the problem with acceleration during a downtrend is trying to fight against the trend becomes you're essentially asking for a margin call Yeah, it's trying to grind through 80. So what you would want to see here is essentially 80 being taken out. It's like a wicks down, right? And then you see you'll see quite a lot of sell volume coming through taker, which is like market selling. So that's like force selling, panic kind of thing. And then you see like what we're seeing here, right? As bid liquidity picks up. So the bid depth will increase and stay pretty consistent. And typically when you get that, it's like your initial sign of absorption. Yeah, it's like now bounce, and then we'll see if it rolls over.
I'm also checking the volume from today because I suspect one of the biggest volume, or I think we're going to end up one of the most volume traded or highest volume traded in the past weeks. Not there yet, but we are in good. It's just basically half of the day passed, and
yeah.
So if 80 gets tagged, I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the highest volume day traded, especially sell.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of theorize 80K is the line in the sand for a lot of not like financial models per se, but like you take into account the spot ETFs. This hasn't been talked about yet, but there's still massive AUMs, right? And if we, even just go to the IBIT chart, this consolidation is like massive, right? So during this, we had quite a lot of inflows. Mostly inflows occur actually during, obviously, when IBIT goes up a lot. So everyone that bought here is either in the red or about to be, and this is pretty significantly important because, I mean, look, pre-market, right? We're already lower. If we take out this low, that's just going to bring in more of that like US-based session for selling. I think that's the actual forced seller of the US session is it's IBIT. It's wealthy clients that bought Bitcoin during start of the year, so the first quarter essentially, and into Q2, and they're being forced to sell at a loss or attempting to recuperate capital.
Also, if you go back to Kiraka and check the US session, check the Coinbase premium from the US session started, especially yesterday, but basically all sessions this week, it just, broadens.
Yes, correct.
When the session
every
starts.
US session.
Yeah, it just takes down, further down from the already existing negative. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, I mean, they've basically been selling since about call it 115. So the 115 bounce was 100% sold by insiders, and then since then, like the ETF people, the managers have just been like selling and selling and selling, and you can see that pretty clear with the deepening or widening, whatever you want to call it, but greater discounts essentially from Coinbase. And we know this is their primary venue besides Binance and a few others, Kraken. They tend to basically, like when they're trying to facilitate large orders, they'll spread it out through a lot of spot exchanges. But they go through Coinbase Institutional. Coinbase Institutional typically uses their own books. If not, they go to other venues, depending obviously to get the best price in the end.
Now we are approaching 80.
Yeah, I'm just watching the blood.
Yeah, I might scalp 80, but we'll see.
Depends on the reaction.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, look. Since the 29th, so this was directly, and this data is typically delayed. So they sold the bounce. So ironically, whoever's managing IBIT, is actually trading it pretty well, to be honest. So it's probably done through like a financial model that is very good at interpreting data points for risk on and risk off. But in simple terms, like CTAs, which let's go to SPY. All right, so like all of this flow, like literally all of this is just CTAs. So it's like some model that just TWAPs essentially, right? And we tend to see that on the way down, on the way up. Like every move is CTA driven. You're going to see the same more and more with the influence of IBIT over the spot market price. Yeah, I mean, this is the bounce. So yeah, we took out the liquidity pocket. Typically, you get a good bounce.
Yeah, I'm aping.
I would want to see it probably revisit maybe one more time, so the bounce gets sold. It goes a bit lower. Because what I'm looking for is essentially absorption. Even if we get that massive deepening of the Coinbase discount, you want to see more absorption, which is sellers basically being outbought at the low. Something to keep in mind as well in the current nature of this market or trend, vertical moves have been consistently sold into. Like basically every vertical move on lower time frame has been sold.
Every attempt is like quite clearly. And if you're checking now, 5% depth, but on like 1 or sometimes like even below 1% range of depth, it's even more clear. Or even I use 2%, 2.5 intraday for my intraday setups to identify quick rate of changes. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're trading this, basically you take the previous low, and you can see prices testing it now. So if it rejects, it'll come back and sweep the low. If you want to take like a good long scalp on the day, a reclaim, which is basically price goes above, it'll typically sweep like this high, and then it'll like do this kind of thing. That's how you would take a long scalp.
Okay, I aped.
You aped.
Yeah, but to be honest, just because I'm bored, I had like small deposit into a pair decks and
Bro, you're like a gambler, I swear.
like, what's the point going to the casino and watching your friends play? Like, at least put those $50 on the roulette or blackjack, just to taste it.
Oh yeah, they got a dopamine hit.
Yeah. Also, guys, like maybe it's a bottom signal for you, but this morning I decided to skip salmon for my breakfast. I switched to much cheaper fish. Actually, the cheapest fish in the supermarket. I effectively lowered my expense per breakfast from like
cost of living
$5. Yeah, $5 to $3. So yeah.
But bro. Yeah, you should see, dude. You should see the fucking prices here are mental. Like, a week ago we went out for basically like breakfast, like family, right? And I kid you not, the burgers were like $40. That's like the average, well, quote unquote, like average eating out price, which is like mental. I don't know how like people that are financially
skipped
struggling can even pay for that.
I skipped the eating out a month ago.
I mean,
Bro,
that's serious.
that's actually
You gotta-
like that's full trench mode, bro. Like eating
Yeah.
ramen.
Yeah,
yeah, you got to save up to
that's
buy
how
the dip.
that's how I made it last cycle. Went to Germany to buy to make money to buy BTC. Bought 0.2 BTC, and that's how all the shit started. Yeah. So if you have any electrician work at your place, let me know. A side hustle doesn't
Fair
look bad
enough.
here.
Fair enough. You know, honestly, I think the best advice someone can get in terms of surviving a bear market in crypto is you want to have a stable job at the time. So if that's working in crypto, great. If not, also great. And then a certain portion of your earnings per quarter, you basically dollar cost average into Bitcoin.
Yeah, the 100%. I agree with you. Also, highly recommended to take bank loans. That's also how some of my friends made it. So take a bank loan, and instead of buy a spot with
Yeah, I
bank
mean
leverage, and the leverage is
back then, the cost was cheap as shit. I mean, they were probably paying like 2% or something like that, right? Maybe 4 if it was expensive then. But like now it's what, 8% plus? Because loans are considered quite risky.
yes, but also USD is very cheap. So effectively, yeah, it's a bit different.
I mean, yeah, okay. If you
If you
if you're
if you
borrowing
earn,
USD for euro or something like that, also we just broke the line. So typically means as well. I mean, we need to close above it, but yeah, I mean, bounce pretty much.
bounce. Maybe I can do some more bottom signaling so we bounce harder.
Yeah, quite a steep one.
Yeah.
Can see like impulse volume since the Monday deep week. Oh, sorry, not Monday, from the morning deep week, sorry.
Yeah, I want to see this high get ran, and then I want to see it come back down. And then that'll be a sweet play.
How can I survive a day with $2 in Europe? What do you recommend to eat?
Sorry, two?
$2 or €2.
€2?
I'm curious if it's possible.
I think it is.
With
I feel like most like degenerate euros, it's still like heroin or something fucked.
yeah, it might be cheaper to just do heroin and not eat them.
Okay, your highs are swept, Skew.
Yep. And I'll come back down so I can long it, please. Though knowing this is probably not gonna. I'd be surprised if it actually does, because this market fucking hates me, bro.
But yeah, supply is showing up both on spot and perps. So they are selling
Yes,
into
please
this.
pump it.
Well,
I need
don't see-
one God candle to 200K. But hey guys, Tom Lee said this morning BTC to 200K by the end of January, so we should be fine.
We're actually following ES right now as well.
Okay, now some OI is unwinding.
Let's see, what is the news? Are we bouncing off Fed Williams saying rate cut, basically?
Solid.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, because I can see like really the order book depth, like this quick rate of change usually marks, or is like the initial sign of like reversing a lower time frame. We'll see.
Oh, we actually saw some shorts ape in the bottom.
Yeah.
Smaller, like really
Thank
small.
God.
Tagged 83, almost or nearly. US Open should be interesting as well,
Yeah.
because like in such like pre-market extremes, it usually like acts as a pivot. Or I've seen that at, I think it was 49K 2023 or 4, I can't remember, and there was like blood pre-market, and I think then US session put in like a 5 or 6K move. Skew, you mentioned 80K yesterday, right? So if you lose it, it's like game over, pretty much.
Yeah, ADK is the level you don't want to lose.
Before I went to sleep last night, around Daily Open, I was expecting basically like looking below or taking out or sweeping the liquid pocket of sub 85. But it's, since there's no liquidity, it's just getting lower.
Technically, we haven't broken the downtrend yet. If we get any high above 83.2, that would be a lower time frame change. That could be potentially enough to see a retrace of this down move to like 86. But also, given where market is, it's kind of like a easy short to take. Have you guys tried the screener as well? Oh, removing my options.
It's Kiyotaka now.
Yeah.
No, not yet. I checked the order book delta, which is quite helpful sometimes.
Mages. I mean, I can rebuild it again. I basically have it for like the 4 hour. The fuck? Yeah, it should have this. Have you noticed that platform's been kind of buggy tonight? I can't even. Alright, whatever. Let me restream. Someone's pushing this higher.
You're not sharing your screen, by the way.
I am. Bring it to thing.
Oh yeah, 1 second. Here you go.
Yeah, someone's pushing this.
Yeah, definitely.
This is being manually done. All right, we've taken out that high. Yeah, this is where we'll start to see probably short unwind.
Interesting.
Please, higher.
Also, there was this cluster of longs quoted from 77 down to 72, which got pulled at the moment of this deep week.
Oh yeah, what the fuck is that? They pulled it, then the market went down, so they probably got filled.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was shorts coming off. Yeah, given how this is trading, it's not really mechanical. This is 100% manually done. Because you can tell like each increment is someone basically spamming in orders, so price goes up, right? And then when price reduces temporarily. Yeah, see, have a look at the delta. So these clips is passive buyer being filled. And then they were just chasing at market here. Chasing. Now, this kind of thing you usually see at like highs before pullback. See quite a lot of delta accumulate at the high in the wick, as well with supply.
I think 84 is session or daily VWAP at the moment. Shy 84. Yeah, can see that like tagging and reversing.
Session typical. Okay, so it's not a bad view up actually without customization.
Oh, so they already have. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I mean, develops definitely respected in this environment.
Yeah, intraday it's super respected. Usually needs like an event, like an open or daily open, or sorry, not daily open, New York Open, or some sort of catalyst to break that intraday.
Yeah.
Same
Okay,
for
the chasing
I used to
here.
watch. Yeah, same. I used to watch on the cash session VWAP, from New York Start.
They're chasing this candle, but if it fails, the whole move will reverse since it's manually done.
Yeah, and it swept that 83.3 high, previous high that from where the recent low was originated from.
Yeah.
Grab the stops,
Correct.
of all those charts.
Correct. There's another club.
Yeah, some spot chasing as well. At least I can see. Oh, nice. 260 Bitcoin quoted as spoof on spot for the 83. It's nice.
Yeah. Typical PvP.
Oh, it is not right now, yeah. And what I can see, Skew, but with some slight delay, perps books, Binance, there was like the main market supply quoted around 88.5, which got pulled when those stacked bids were placed at 77 to 72. So maybe someone is like try to push lower and get lower prices for the fills. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Potentially. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I was starting to see some absorption now.
Yep.
So like the usual clip that they've been chasing price with higher. Someone sold into it, yeah. It's interesting. They've been leading it the entire time on perps.
Yeah, Walter Bloomberg tweets, futures rise after Fed's Williams signals possible December rate cut.
Yeah, okay, so that was it.
I literally talked to my friend this morning and he was like, 100% Trump or Fed will say something because they cannot afford a market crash out. And obviously he didn't have any data point to prove that, but well, it kind of is playing out, I guess.
Yeah. Man, the US is really turning into like the house of the cards kind of synonym where they literally can't afford the market to crash, otherwise everything crumbles pretty much.
Yeah, I read a really good article this week by Ray Dalio, like probably the greatest hedge fund manager ever. And 2 weeks ago I read another article of his, and basically there is he in the one that I read yesterday, he explains how the bubble is created and how bubble works. So he's not saying like something is too expensive, too cheap, and bubble isn't created by prices per se. So what he means by that is like, okay, it's nice, it's expensive, and Nvidia needs like 200 years to catch up with the price to earnings, blah blah blah. It's not about that. Bubble is when people start using credit to buy stocks, and once they cannot afford the interest rate, they need to sell the stocks. So that's the bubble, when too many people use too much leverage, too much credit, because money, like real money, it can be created only by central banks, and credit can be created by almost anything. And what he means by that, like there is a chart that shows you how much wealth is in the market versus how much total money there is in the world. So every time when we go to like 400%, it pops up. So yeah, that's the definition, his definition of bubble, which I agree. When there is too much wealth into a sector and there is too little cash, it pops up because eventually people start to convert the wealth to cash. But the previous article of his was saying like, yes, there is a bubble, but like TLDR, that's how I understand it, because obviously I might be wrong, but yes, there is a bubble, but it's yet to pop out, like up. I don't know which one is correct. So if we get the QE into 2026 and the potential helicopter money strategy called tariffs dividend, we can get a crazy 2026, and most of the money you make while the top is quite close, I would say. So I am still bullish 2026 just based on how liquidity works. And that's my opinion, and which is pretty much based on what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. My kind of like thoughts were, we either like see early starts of the low, like basically like this week into December. If not, you get like a huge capitulation event, and then that leads to the low, and then basically December is where like, you know, the Fed, actually both central banks in the West are like, okay, you know, shit's about to break on many different levels. So then they all have to like basically get a stimulation plan going, which is essentially they fast track easing. And then they talk about a new program to backstop liquidity functions of the financial system, which is like stealth QE, basically.
Yeah. Another interesting point is like obviously US is kicking the can down the road. Yeah. Like eventually, like logic tells us it can pop, like it can, basically go kaboom. But historically, you make way more money by staying long than short. So usually I'm trying to avoid shorting just because of that. Like it's nice that Michael Berry called the 2008 crisis, but it's also worth to mention he blew up a couple of hedge funds later tried to redo his work. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think the squeeze got a little bit exhausted.
Yeah. I'm hedging a little bit.
So we go lower? Okay. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to try to push up like one more time, or a few more times on the lower time frame, but low would be basically going back below 83.
Like losing again 83, you mean?
Yeah.
Can see like those the spoofs that were following price in the squeeze,
I got
getting
pulled.
Yeah, so it's we can.
Yeah, every time it gets pulled, you see market selling.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, give me like a little higher, and then I can add some more.
Feel like 80. Yeah, the session VWAP would be really nice, but yeah, but very nice PvP though. Oh yeah, Skew, I wanted to, thanks for that blog you sent in to the group, which is super insightful.
Yeah, the quant one.
Quantocracy,
Wait,
yeah,
the blog or the blog place?
both actually.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, if you want to join the prestigious group, send bribe directly to my wallet, and I will consider your application. Thank you.
Send what to your wallet?
Bribes.
Oh yeah.
Bribery. We got enough crime in the market, so.
Yeah, I've never committed any crime in crypto, so.
Few of rare.
Once or twice. Yeah, feels
Someone's
rare. That's why
lying,
I'm
like,
poor.
one, basically call it like 2 mil, couple mil, couple mil, couple mil. Someone's opening like just blowing.
What was the name of Donald Trump's son, the crypto guy, the young one? Hopefully
Baron.
it's his Baron. Yeah, hopefully it's his side wallet, and Trump will announce U.S. market is going to be denominated in BTC.
Bro, what the fuck? You was smoking crack.
2 Satoshi per 1 Nvidia share.
Let's see if lower time frame, lower high gets printed. I think it's then probably reversing. If not, then I expect one more push into the session VWAP.
Yeah. Some solids there as well. I wonder who's aping longs here, though, to be honest.
At the highs here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably like a good 10 plus mil position.
Yeah, I think closing below 83 is even in 1 minute or 3 minutes, it's then tracing. And yeah, I think again it's just a good experience from my end to target these inefficient moves, which are usually getting retested. Yeah, and we haven't had a stream in a while, and one interesting pattern I observed is whenever we get like a strong down trending session, New York session, it does not bottom out the same way it used to. So it puts in like a shallower bounce with some obviously with some shorts covering into the session close, but then post daily open, it goes back for retest of the lows. So I've got worked out on these type of setups so many times in the past or over the past month that it's ridiculous. However, it's just a good thing to maybe to study or back test.
I reckon it's probably as simple as like some large firm can basically see the delta imbalances from like a look back of 1 year probably. And then they see these pockets and they essentially bounce the market around between them. So when you see like a lot of positive delta, which would have been basically around like 85 to 80K ish from, I'll bring up a trading view chart as well for this. Pretty like 1 day. So if you look at it from like a daily, right? It's like all the positioning built up basically in this consolidation, especially on the move up, you tend to take them out. Like assuming they don't close on the way down here, right? You'll target like the delta, which typically sits like somewhere in the middle. It's like we've essentially swept it, right? And any lower than this, like it's basically game over for the market. So being a firm that's targeting these areas, you would want to like bid here and then try to force the market up as high as you can.
Yeah, makes sense.
The best like technical short would be like 86 to 88 in this pocket. Yeah.
86,
like you have a ton of confidence. The pre-breakdown, the pre-consolidation forward market going up, bottom here, consolidation on the way down.
Still no lower time frame close below 83. Yeah, 85.4 is pre-breakdown fill would be of this morning tumble.
I actually really like this level. Like if I was to expect like the market to maybe see more weakness in supply, etc., right, be around 86, 87, maybe 88. It's like a bounce into here, essentially. Obviously, with that, you'd want to see like a ton of supply above price, as well like absorption. If not, then it definitely opens doors up towards 80, I mean not 80, 98, 96. Ooh, 17 mil clip. That's short, getting blown out.
Okay, yeah, I can see. There's the
Okay, we've
VWAP
just
side.
Yeah, these are short speaking. Oh, yeah, there it is. 21 mil quoted above price.
Oh, interesting. You know what's the funniest part?
Well,
The revenue of Pump Fun is not down. Like recently, not even I, but a guy who knows me, uh, has onboarded to crypto, and he literally immediately went to Pump Fun, and he's texting me, "Yo, bro, I bought this shitcoin at 15K market cap, and it went to 700K." Like Pump Fun is literally a gambling platform that keeps their revenue so steady. Yeah,
yeah, it's because like most people can't be fucked to learn how to trade, um, especially in like a mature market. It's pretty complicated. It's like not easy, right? So most are like, fuck it, they're just gonna go to Pump Fun, and basically like cabals, they'll bid whatever other people are bidding, and then like obviously it goes up, and then when they're up like quite a lot, they just take profit and they just keep doing that over and over and over.
Honestly, I haven't used Key Attacker's footprint that much, but it looks quite okay. A little
It's
bit
decent.
hard. Yeah, I mean, in terms of zooming, it's a bit or less as clean as trading lights, but it's quite usable.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's all about the delta basically.
Yep, but there's the aggregated one as well. I think you're using the simple simple one, right? Because there is like aggregated one with nearly like 10 exchanges, future exchanges.
You can do the aggregate. I'm just using the
Yeah,
single asset one.
although it's like
Oh, I
super.
am using aggregate.
Oh yeah, Binance, but okay.
Well,
But it's super CPU consuming.
yeah, probably. Let me see what it looks like with just this. Yeah, this is actually way cleaner. The aggregate kind of fucks it up, to be honest. I wouldn't
Okay.
use it. Yeah, you can see here, like, the negative delta's passively bought. So these will be longs, basically getting filled on the way down. That was a short. These are shorts closing as well. Yeah, these are longs. I should have a look. Yeah, if we break the VWAP, that's what first time it's been broken since Wednesday, basically.
Yeah, if we break it, I think it's squeezing further
Yeah.
to New York.
They're like really trying. That's a passive bid. Oh, they're actually trying to walk it down now. That's funny. Okay, interesting. And they're trying to do the thing where like they quote above to drag the market higher.
Yeah, to bait in. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's working smoothly.
I don't think it's the bottom though. Like it would be too easy, to be honest.
Yeah, correct.
I don't feel the panic in my balls yet, so
The what? What the
I
tingle?
don't feel the panic. Yeah, I don't feel it yet.
The
So.
tag. Right. $16 million. Oh, they got filled. That means they have to join it, by the way. If they get filled, they have to. I see some retarded chasing now.
Yeah, very nice.
Hallelujah.
80.
This
86,
is more on the terms of a squeeze now. I've seen quite a lot of volume come in this candle. Yeah, that was the shorts. I haven't really checked out.
Good stream, no? We went down to 80.6 and then squeezed up to like almost 40 or 84.5.
Yeah. Wait, have a look at the spots. Really great. So you have the passive bid, which is buying off the negative delta, and then you like just have them straight up T-whopping in the price. It's a little bit of excess at the high. Yeah, mark like 84 is a key price now, I would say. $84.5, 85. This will be like the biggest level if we get to it, because that was obviously like Michael went straight through that, right? With like whoever had to basically close or sell off whatever drawn down position they had, and it was respected by the market quite a lot, just generally speaking. Probably have a gap there too. Yeah, bias is sitting on it.
Yeah, I can see now some shift. I think a lot of shorts had their invalidation around the VWAP.
Yeah, probably. Be nice to get a wick through it. Maybe look and see. ETH. I kind of like ETH. I mean, ETH is lagging for sure. Looks good.
Are you logging the pump or?
No, it's correlated to the pump structurally.
Now some OI increasing coming. Yeah, now
Yeah,
it's
one
unlocked.
of the best traders I know was trying to long ETH this morning.
Yeah, I mean, like about 27.47 is a big level. I'm watching this.
Interesting that I can see 84.3. The current, this local high is March open. It's marked on my chart.
True. Surround the view up there. Access at the high. It's quite a large passive buy on ETH. It's around the entry though. Wait, what? What kind of bet? The fuck? Why?
I think you were in the selected the different chart now.
Let's see what we do. Line, spots, actually custom. that up. Holy shit, that's a thin candle. Yeah, I mean, it's like losing like... Yeah, I mean, if I call it 27, 15, 14-ish, it just goes straight down. That's pretty well there's a bid here, actually. 26.50. Whoever plays that thinks, obviously this can't stand, right? So they think on a pullback, price will hit this, the start of the move around the low, and then move back up. It's thin as well here. Thin. Yeah, this is like the main area. Taking a little scalp.
To be honest, I don't think we've ever had such a busy stream in terms of what's going on.
Yeah.
So
It's usually
we
dead.
might not,
Super dead usually,
yeah,
but
we might not talk so much, but like guys, like, like it's a pleasure to watch the tape with you, basically.
hell
Yeah, there is volatility for sure now, or today, you know.
Yeah.
Also, Skew, I was wondering if I don't know, if maybe the authorized parties or like those who, you know, those institutions who are like trading IBIT mostly, BTC just got too volatile post 1010 for them, because we don't
Maybe.
see, because we don't see that controlled US sessions with you know, with TradFi-ish type of volatility. So you
Yeah, I
know,
mean the
since
volume, like it's pretty clear like some switch flicked after that event because they basically just started to become cells.
Yep.
So it was either regime shift for them. It could have been actually the hindsight, which is, you know, they see certain red flags triggering, right? So they need to like de-risk.
Exactly.
But at the same time, where the market was at that point, liquidity was thin. So they ended up basically becoming the large seller. There's no question that they aren't the large seller in this sell-off, actually. It might be more of a question of, do they, because there's been the whole equation of like OG whales dumping on IBIT whenever IBIT's buying. That's been going for like a year-ish. And then whenever IBIT starts to sell significantly, those whales come back and start buying.
No, that makes sense, and that's exactly what, you know, I was trying to point out.
Usually with like TradFi firms, you see something called like margin gale, which is like when vol kicks up, like VIX, for example, you'll see ES and like Nasdaq futures basically just fall off a cliff, like a whole waterfall type sell off, because they sell off whatever unnecessary risk that they have to like reduce basically reduce their risk profile, which in essence is really just like getting rid of delta, like extra unneeded delta. I can look into it. I'm curious now. Yeah, I'm starting to see more increments of passive selling.
From the weave up, right? So delta is increasing. You can see green dot. Yeah, no.
We saw some short randomly ape into about current price. I'm guessing they probably short it because of the view up, and then held their stop probably above like 84.
Now the tweet, Fat Collins is hesitant to get too far ahead with rate cuts while inflation is still high.
Right, honestly, at this point, they should shut the fuck up unless they know what they're actually doing. Yeah, this is limit selling. That's led BTC low. Seems like that buyer from earlier is like fucked off. Unless they're actually the limit seller, yeah, maybe. Yeah, short's still holding.
Yeah, so the 50 EMA on 15 minutes got front ran a couple dollars, but yeah, VWAP can be traded nicely intraday, in my opinion, especially if it falls or lines up with opening range or initial balance, high and lows. That's like super good confluence for the trades.
Agree. A little less than an hour till countdown. Opening.
Yep. Another great setup, combining the daily open initial balance, the first hourly candles low and high with the developing daily VWAP. So it usually, spikes up from in the first hour, or just puts in the range or the bracket, and then the price will just tag like multiple times, 6 or 7 times, till like, I don't know, pre-New York hours, the VWAP, and you can trade around it. Either if it rejects, then of course you can trade, counter trade it, or if it accepts above, then you can trade the breakout. That's the daily open drive basically.
Yeah, correct. We swapped the October 10th low. It looks to be bought up for now. Yeah, it's only delayed like 5 minutes, I think. But essentially, like 6,680. Like roughly in here. It makes sense. You get some kind of like unexpected drive up and then risk off.
So to me, it looks like spot passive buyers providing some support here.
Yeah, this low is partial, the short closing out or trying to close increments. And they close more around here. Above VWAP again. They're probably going to get squeezed. Price spoof.
And yeah, we could approach the 50 MA, for 50 minutes chart. The last time we closed above was pre-New York yesterday. So.
Oh, you're talking about BTC, right?
Yeah, BTC, correct. Yeah, you can see, your cool indicator.
Oh, yeah, we've actually accepted into the cloud. Last time was around the close, and then it sold off, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm telling the 50 ME. So I think it was yesterday, pre-New York. Last time, yeah. When it closed above, you can see, there, the highs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there. Still work to be done, of course. Just watching that too.
Yeah, it was a nice longer run, yeah. This is like a bit preemptive. Like we can still come up, reject, come back lower, then go above. Really depends how it trades. It's a passive short. someone bought and then someone sold into them instantly.
Yeah, 84 remains quite pivotal here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a huge fight for control.
Yeah, probably. We're not seeing much like size actually trading on spot. Like we went from like mills to now like what 40k clip, which is fucking gets increased a bit. I mean, what's the volume? Hey, Michael.
Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing?
Replying to some friends, like traders, because one of them lost a lot of money today and he's pretty beaten up. Yeah, in those hard times we need to stick together, basically. And he moved to Warsaw yesterday, so I think I will hang out with him today.
Nice.
Just send him my address so he could come over in like 2 hours or so.
Nice.
Yeah, also watching the market. I don't know. I like my positioning here. Yeah.
Did you get the bolt angle? That's why you aped.
Pardon me?
You're talking about your balls tingling. Is that why you ape long?
Yes, but they like I closed my lungs already, to be honest. I'm still pretty,
decent scalp.
Like my issue is like, what if that's a bear market in TradFi and most of my money is in crypto. Like I need to conserve some cash, so I'm not high risk appetite here. Basically, I don't have it. Yeah, because if there is a proper bear market and there is a real crisis, well, you can 5x, 10x your net worth. Maybe 10x wouldn't be so easy, but 5x is quite easy. So yeah, also need to think about all the outcomes, since my whole life is exposed to this market, and I'm not at the place where I can just live out of yield yet. So yeah. Watching the
I think
market
that represents like most I would say most market participants, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, am I buying BTC like DCA and DCA into the price? Yes, but am I going to bet all today, all in? No,
Definitely
I'm not. Yeah, and waiting for like I fall below on a comfortable level of wealth that I had. So until I climb up above it, I will keep my risk appetite pretty low, basically. So yeah, lighter coins looking good here for me. Yeah, because like one thing is like the money you have now, but it's the alternative cost. If we are going to the bear market, there will be so many opportunities, and it would be shame to not have money at that time. I'm rather just to do it in my hands as much as I can. I'm still like exposed like 70% to the market on my spot. So
right. We all are probably to like quite a degree. Most people have, I think, above 50% exposure typically. They're like half in, half out. It's like half is like their job or some kind of revenue stream. The other half is investments. seeing long closures.
Also, I'm trying to
Too.
research a lot into TradFi. Especially like my BS right now is basically there will be like 3 or 4 niches, narratives in TradFi where you can make money. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can quickly walk you through my thinking paths. Basically, first is obviously AI. Like Nvidia, there is no risk reward for me to hold it on spot. Like it goes 50% up, it can go 50% down easily. It's a coin flip for me, so I'm not buying that. But I still
When it
believe
comes to
there is a good company.
investing in TradFi, what you want to look for is someone that has a disruptive like product model and product, and then secondly, they have enough runway capital to sustain production, growth, development, etc. And then they have a
And
really,
also
really, really
has
good go-to-market.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
I think he might have lagged out.
Oh, he might
Sounded
have.
like he lagged.
By the way, Skew, I'm now checking today's volume profile since daily open. Interestingly, Binance spot POC is 82, which is super obvious. On Perps,
Yeah.
though, we are around the VWAP. So 83.8, almost like 84. So
Right. Not surprising.
yeah, the 82 is nice. Also, I saw Abe, Adam, getting long on 82K.
Yeah.
Did you see
I was
his
talking to
post?
him yesterday about it, actually.
Oh, okay.
He did quite well on some vol plays. Like there's few times a year that you can actually trade vol, like be a buyer of vol, and like he absolutely nailed it.
I think he's got quite a bit of experience on that, right? Historical.
Yeah.
What data do we have today? Like manufacturing PMI, if I recall. Yeah. Or, yeah, flash manufacturing PMI. As well as the IB top X. Let me check the volume, how it changed since yesterday. Oh, nice. So 50 became the highest OI price.
We're getting some longs opening now. Usually means it might be near the end. It's like towards the end of a lower time frame move is when you start to see longs opening into price, like aping, basically.
Yeah.
Overall, though, it's
there it
definitely a
is.
short squeeze.
Yep, 100%.
Like we still have that massive short from earlier that's just sitting on it.
Yeah, they will need to come down at some point. Okay, now we just tagged the 50 MA on 50 minutes. Yeah, that's hence the sell-off as well. I don't know, thinking about New York session, would like to see maybe like an initial dip. Probably I don't think we're gonna get a retest of 82, but I would probably bid that with good, with constructive bid depth.
Yeah, I mean,
Back.
if I bet and MicroStrategy have buyers and say Bitcoin's around like 82, that'd be a pretty good bid for the day.
I think so.
Sorry, go ahead, guys.
You're welcome back.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, kind of feel like it's a bit of front running of the burger flows.
Wait, how do you see that thing on your profile? I've been seeing it on timeline, but it like shows your country or location.
What do you mean?
I don't know, it's like some X thing or something like that. The fuck is that?
Yeah, so back to the topic I started and left. AI, I think it's the hardest one to get the solid company. Like as you mentioned, runway, but also I do believe one of the most important things is leadership. So like you want to have guys like Alex from
Correct.
Palantir, not a guy from Starbucks that says like work-life balance. Like work-life balance doesn't make you an exceptional result.
No, you want to be able to see like the vision spewing from them all the time. Like the reason
Yeah,
why
exactly.
most people back hype, for example, is because of Jeff. So there's a
Yes,
ton of charisma
exactly.
with it. There's a ton of charisma, confidence, but also the know-how, as in know-how to run a profitable company, but also the know-how in terms of actually building something that achieves something real.
So my view is like you want to watch the AI meta, AI narrative, but you don't want to particularly participate in that. Maybe if you have like a really good opportunity, but yeah, it's a hard one. And the second one, which I'm super bullish on, is robotics. Like with the recent
Robotics,
robots,
huge.
like you can, yeah, like I think Xpeng can start a whole new meta. Because I
Look
believe there are
from
narratives which are like narratives and metas, let's say, in TradFi too. So Xpeng with the robot that you pay $500 per month and you get a cleaning lady in your place. Well,
yeah,
that's pretty sick.
exactly. So you look for companies that are building some kind of real world service. So whether that's hospitality, like obviously hospitality, customer service are going to be the first to go when it comes to AI and robotics. And then beyond that, it'll move into probably logistics. So that'll be like that'll be airports in some way. That'll probably be the oil industry in some way.
Also,
manufacturing in some way, farming in some way.
I th I think airports can be like, let's say down the road just because of the security. At the beginning, probably they would be afraid that those robots can be hacked,
Yeah,
and
it won't happen
airports
in the
are
West
very,
for like probably 5-10 years. But in Asia, it'll happen first.
yeah, I'm super bullish basically companies that manufacture hands for robots. That's the hardest part. And I
True.
remember a year and a half ago, I talked to a bunch of guys. Like I found them on Instagram. I saw like, oh, actually a friend sent me a like, Instagram reel of a few students and graduates of a university that they built that. I found the mobile number, and I called them, and we were supposed to meet and discuss like a potential investment. Uh, but they were busy. Then I moved to Asia, and it died. Now, like a week ago, I found it again. It was like they made such a big progress. They started like five guys. Now they're like 50 people team. Half of them is based in San Francisco. Uh, yeah. Mm, but this could be a huge narrative, in my opinion, especially with the
Yeah,
X-Bank
you're right.
starting that. Also Tesla robots. Like I think the first target will be Europe. Like there are not enough physical workers on the construction zone, for example, to go around with the rubble and just clean the site. So another narrative that I'm particularly bullish on is basically third world countries like Bangladesh, for example. And why? Because like recently I've been making a website with friends, and out of sudden we don't need a designer. With Figma and an AI, we are able to code it in a few hours and save a bunch of money. So you want to bet on countries that they have good access to internet, they have mobile phones, they have computers. They don't have to be like high standard, but they need them to execute. And even the free model of ChatGPT can bootstrap their economy and growth so much that I see it as a great potential to buy like ETF exposed to, let's say, Bangladesh and Vietnam and Philippines. And why particularly these three countries? Because we also have third world countries like, let's say,
There's
Nigeria or India. uh, but my thinking process is you don't want to invest in those countries because the scam culture is very high there, and especially
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
India. In India, it's highly correlated, in my opinion, with religion. So Hinduism, if you do something bad or something bad happens to you, like let's say you broke your leg, it means you did something bad in your past life, and they are not keen to help you. And if I scam you, there's nothing wrong about it because it means you did something bad in the past life. And that's not a great investment environment, in my opinion. And in Bangladesh, it's almost the same country, but yet all of the people there are Muslims. And you want to bet on Christians and Muslims, in my opinion, not like, lazy Buddhism countries and Hinduism countries. That's my opinion, and I think AI, the free tools can bootstrap their economy so much. Uh,
To be honest, if you're making an emerging market bet, go for countries that have at least a baseline of higher education. So that would be like good arithmetic, which is basically math, right? Good understanding of engineering, because you need those two to properly utilize AI. If they don't have that,
yeah,
AI is basically useless to them, as well as like who's going to buy it. It's like how do they fund it? So they have to look at university programs, which have access to AI tools, and in emerging markets, they like emerging countries, they don't exactly have that because like poverty, right? On top of that, you have to look into like the government policy and trade policy, because a lot of them are like borderline communists, which basically means any private company that is successful, they come in and basically just take all their shit and then nationalize it, and then like, well, there's like no value
yeah.
to it.
I really want to sacrifice a lot of my time on the research of this topic. So far, speculative thinking process. That's what I see. And the last one is basically space. I think SpaceX IPO would be like a big spark for that, like a huge catalyst actually for the sector from speculative
Yeah,
standpoint.
yeah, it would be.
But like I don't want to bet on companies that do something on Mars. To be honest, I don't give a shit about Mars and going to
Well,
another
okay,
planet.
the ones you want to bet on are doing something around quantum tunneling. I think it
Satellites.
is. No, not
I
even
want to
that,
bet on
bro. Like,
companies. Okay, because I think there will be a lot of demand for satellites. Just because like we need faster internet, we need more internet, we will need more data for AI and so on and so on. And there is a company that I've been reading recently. It's from Poland. It's called Iceberg. So Ice Eye, sorry. So basically, they shoot out a shitload of small, and they are able to, let's say, get a really detailed info based on that. And they sell it, for example, to Ukraine. So if you heard of the warship that was shot down by Ukraine called Moscow, the biggest warship on the what was the name of the sea there? Black Sea. It's Black Sea. They shoot it thanks to the data from that company, and they predicted a flood in Europe days before it happened. So yeah, stuff like that. As I say, I don't have that much experience. I was able to score a few bangers in TradFi, like Spalantine at 14, but there was no skill. It was more sort of luck, I would say. But these are the sectors that I really want to research and find opportunities in. Yeah.
Yeah, Skew, wanted to ask you too. Are you watching the footprint? Yeah, so I can see like passive selling on perps. A lot of big
yeah,
volume
it's
deltas into the highs.
previous.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then as they got exhausted, it's just flipped and sold into.
Yeah. I closed the long as well.
And there was that big short, into the VWAP.
Dude, is he shorting it again?
Yeah.
Bro. He's making me want to long it. Because it's just like no way they get away with that.
Yeah. So because I see, the 50 EMA rejecting and now, trying to crack the VWAP.
They're still doing it. He marketed it and now he's like passively doing it. That was a passive spot buy.
On the VWAP again. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I guess on spot. I don't have it on spot.
Alts are becoming weak on this bounce.
Yeah, you're
Like,
seeing probably bags getting dumped.
Yeah. Like even Hype, which has shitload of revenue going to the token with all of those liquidations, there is not that much
I mean, Soul structure
reaction
looks pretty good actually.
Partcoin. Yeah, but there is a huge unlock in 8 days or 7 days.
On what? Soul or Hype?
Like on Hype.
Oh
Hype
yeah,
was
no, Hype will. Hype's gonna be reflexive because of that.
I like when I was selling Hype at 45, $55, this range, my goal was to rebuy at 32. But first of all, in the meantime, Fartcoin and Pump trade happened. so I lost a lot of that money. That was supposed to be used to rebuy it lower. And yeah, and it looks like it could visit the $28 in my opinion. And with Sol, I have no idea what's going on with it. Sol and Eve, I feel very insecure about them. The dots might start selling. Like
Yeah, did we saw it?
the
Well,
Sol.
there was some dat yesterday that dumped like a shit ton of Sol and ETH. Like the dots have already started selling, as far as I know.
Yeah, you can see how the algo sold the wave app, 2.2 million.
Yep,
Yeah, now it's starting to shift.
it's a long close. Yeah, this will be where alts directly follow BTC. Like correlation grows basically, increases. I mean. Structure wise, like technically hasn't invalidated. It's not below this low, so you'd want to see strength show up here, and you'd want to see follow through to another higher high. I'm not long anymore though, so I'm just gonna chill. I'll probably check back in like 2 hours or something like that after the first hour of the US session. See where markets are. See what has momentum, what doesn't. Right now it's just like choppy.
Yeah, I think it will. It's just setting the pre-market levels for the open. I don't think it's gonna squeeze higher than the 50 MA. So like 84.4. We'll probably chop around here, around the VWAP, you know.
What else Zcash is doing? Wait, Michael DC again?
I guess so. His line was breaking up a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, it happened again.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, it happened again. So we are wrapping up here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's been quite a long session, 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Hopefully, we'll see each other next week. Yeah, stay liquid, stay unliquidated.
Yeah, pretty much. Trade. I would trade with trend following strategies. Try to stay out of choppy conditions. It's gonna be pretty PvP till liquidity increases.
And do not overtrade.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Take care, GM.
Take care.
Peace.